In this video, we will discuss more on how you should set up your project in 2026. The way we used to do the development till last year is completely changed due to AI. Now, most of the development that we do is by using one of the coding agent. That coding agent can be Agentforce Vibes or a Cursor or Claude or any other preference that you do have. But there are certain steps that you should definitely follow if you want your coding agent should build the code not like a fresher but more like an experienced professional. And I will help you to understand how I personally set up my project in the VS Code so that before I start building something, how the VS Code do have all the metadata and the skills that required to build something that is specific to my project or that is something specific to my org. Again, the basics are same. The way we used to go and create any other project, here also you have to do the same. You have to make sure that the CLI is installed on your machine. You have to make sure that it's good to have the Node.js also installed on your machine, right? So all the basic software that we typically have to set up the developer orgs, those must be there. I'm not going to that kind of a basics. I already have the videos on my channel which talks about what all key softwares that you should have while creating the project on the VS Code. I will be talking more about how you make your project or how you can make your setup more efficient so that coding agent can act more like an experienced professional, not like a fresher. So what I'll be quickly doing here is with the help of CLI, I am setting up the standard project. Here I am giving the project name, for example, let's say a demo project, right? And then I can go and decide where my project should be available. So here, let's say I'm saying that my project should be available in this folder. Now I have set up my demo project, but should I directly go and start building it? The answer is no. The very first thing that I typically do here is whenever I am setting my project, I go and bring all the metadata. Why I am doing this? I am bringing here all the metadata so that whenever I start building something into my org, with the help of coding agent, my coding agent can go and refer that metadata to give me the better output, right? Again, I'm just putting a sample of the metadata here for the reference, but based on your org, you can go and fetch all the required metadata that your coding agent must have the access. And how you can bring that metadata? Multiple ways to do it. You can do that with the help of uh, org browser. You can also do that with the help of package.xml as well. So you can come here and look for the package.xml. This is generally I prefer to do, right? These are the basic metadata that Salesforce have provided. You can start getting it, or you can also put the metadata available on this GitHub library. Let me go and share that GitHub library with you. This is something available on the web. uh, they have shared the kind of a sample XML file that you can use for building. So here I will be copying the same code, right? And I'll be putting up here in my package.xml file. Definitely you can set up the version that you want. And then idea here is you should go and bring the complete metadata. How you can do that? By doing the right click. Again, as of now, I am not connected. So let me get my org connected with one of the org. For example, let's say here I am getting this connected with the training org. Okay. So what I can do here is that I can do the right click and I can retrieve everything based on this manifest file into my org, right? As I said, you can also use the org browser as well, but make sure that you are not bringing everything. Bring only those things that actually make sense for your use case. So this is the step number one that you have to do. Now the step number two that I typically do here is I go and enable the skills for my coding agent. What is skills? I already talked in brief in my Agentforce course. This is the course available on the Udemy where I have explained everything about the Agentforce, from the foundational knowledge to how the legacy Agentforce works, how the agent script works, how the prompt builder works, how the RAG works, how you can go and design the custom lightning types, how to work on the headless 360 and how to work on the Agentforce vibes as well. Here you will see the video of the skills. Again, in a nutshell, skills are nothing but giving the abilities to the agent to act more like an experienced professional. This is the skill which will make the difference how the coding agent will behave. Without skill also your coding agent will work, but kind of an output that you will be getting will not be efficient. So whenever you are working on the complex use cases, it is recommended that you should always go and use the skill. Here again, Salesforce have done a very good job. They have given us the skills that we should typically use for the development of Salesforce metadata, right? So here, if you navigate to the SF skills, I will put that link in the video description. I will also put the link along with the coupon code for my Agentforce course, so you can take a reference from there as well. Now, these skills are preloaded in case you are using the Agentforce vibes. But if you supposed to use the cursor, or if you're supposed to use the Claude, then you have to go and install those skills. Again, installing the skill is also super easy. You just have to come up here and you have to go and execute this command from your terminal. So what I will do, I will come up here, I will open my terminal. Let me go and do this. Here I am opening the terminal, right? And in the terminal, what you have to do here is you have to simply go and paste this and hit enter. That's it. The system will ask you whether the skill needs to be installed. I am saying yes, all the skills needs to be installed, right? And now here you can see that it is cloning the repository. You can go and install the individual skills, or you can also install all the skills as well. So it's completely up to you in case you want to install the specific skills, or you want to go and install all the skill, right? So here you can go and select. For example, let's say I want to develop something with I want to handle the Salesforce data. Then I will go and select that skill. Press space, right? Similarly, you can go and select the multiple skills. For example, this is the skill. You can go and select all the skills that you want to install and hit enter, right? Then you can select this skills needs to be installed for which particular editor. So here I am saying that I want this skill should be installed, let's say for my Cloud Code. So here I am selecting the Cloud Code and hit enter, right? Then the system will ask you about the installation scope, whether the scope of installation will be your current project, or you want this skills should be applicable for all the projects, right? So here I am saying that the scope for this here is my current project, and I'm proceeding with the installation, right? Again, install the find skill. I'm saying yes, and in a minute all these skills will be available to you. It's a very simple. Now the benefit of the skill here is whenever you worked on the Cloud Code or any of the coding agent, based on the skills that you have defined, Salesforce will automatically go and select the skills. So for example, here we have installed the skills related to the investing Agentforce, or we have installed the skills related to the harmonization of the data cloud. We have installed the skills related to the SF data. So whenever you will ask anything for the handling of this kind of a scenario, Salesforce will automatically pick up this skill. Again, the recommendation from the Salesforce here is if the skills are not picking up automatically, you should explicitly call it out in the coding agent that please go and pick up this skill for solving this particular job. So for example, I should go and specify, can you suggest me harmonization approach using harmonizing data cloud skill, right? So you should explicitly go and call out this particular skill from here, right? And you will see that Salesforce is automatically picking up this skill. Here you can see SF data cloud harmonized skill has been picked. Now, as I said, the benefit of the skill here is now your coding agent knows everything that has been written in that particular skill. Can you modify this skill? Again, the answer is yes. You can always go and modify those skills as well. For example, here you can see the skill related to the harmonizing of the data cloud. For example, in your project, it do works differently. You can navigate to the skill.md file and you can make the changes into that skill as well. all the skills are configurable. You can get that configured at each project level as well, because every project is unique. They might be needing the different types of skill. They don't want to use out of the box skills that Salesforce have provided. You can always go back and tweak those skills as per your project requirement. I hope you got the idea of how to do this. Now another approach that you can also follow to get the better output from the coding agent is you can always include the documentation as well. For example, here if you see that, let's say I want to go and build the agent script, right? Then what I should do, either I should go and specify the PDF, or I can go and specify the doc file. Now Salesforce have started this with every documentation. They are giving you the download documentation folder, so that you can go and download the documentation of that particular metadata and put a reference into your project, so that your coding agent can refer that particular documentation and build the code. Again, if I take an example of an agent script which is quite new, right? Again, there are not lot of web information is available on the agent script, so there's a high possibility that your LLM can make the mistakes. So the two things that you should use whenever you are building the agent script: number one, you should definitely use the agent script skills, and again that skill is also available in the same force.com. If you navigate to the skill, here you will see the agent script skills as well. So this is the one thing that you should definitely configure. I already explained how the steps how you can get that configured. Number two, download this documentation, right, and unzip the file into the project workspace. So what you can do, you can, let me show you quickly. So here, let's say I have the downloaded folder. What I am doing here is I am simply putting that folder into the project. So I'm just dragging it and putting it into the project. So here I am getting the option add folder to the workspace. And when I do this, you can see that now my folder has been added in the workspace where it is showing. Yeah, Agentforce script docs, right? So if I have to educate my coding agent to generate the agent script, I can always refer this docs as well. I can go and put that, and here I can say that from the agent script docs, uh, refer the pattern and create the agent to do case management. I'm just putting a very high level. Ideally, whenever you are putting a prompt, you should go more detailed and more specific what exactly you are looking for the coding agent. Okay, but I'm for a demo, I'm just putting a high level prompt. I just want to show you how you can put the doc, and you can also specify, make sure that you are using the Agentforce agent script skill. Again, at this moment I don't have this skill, but I'm going with the assumption that when you will be practicing, you will get that particular script installed, and then you will be hitting this particular prompt. So how we are making our agent super smart? By asking the agent to refer to the documentation, by asking the agent to refer to the particular skill as well. And trust me folks, whenever you started following this approach with your coding agent, definitely the kind of an output that you will be getting will be much better rather than simply using the cloud code or the cursor. I hope you folks found this video helpful. You got the idea of how you should go and configure your project in 2026 so that you can get maximum from the coding agents.